Quite the character also, as we can see. He's been there, done that, and his most interesting life, his lifestyle is reflected in his songs and stories. So let's hear it for Lipbone Redding.
Thank you very much. Okay, here we go. I was just in Florida last week, and this is a far cry, let me tell you. It's like, come on. I come coming over the mountains, and it's like, suddenly there's a blinding snowstorm, and it's like I was transported into wild and wonderful West Virginia. Ba-boom, boom. I know, and it's springtime too, so ba-boom, I know. Ba-boom, boom. You like the boom, 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 don't you? Let's see. Let me check all my parts here. Wooden spoon, check. Okay, all right. Guitar. Ba-boom, ba-boom, boom, boom, working. Blow a gasket, skip it in the park with your picnic basket. I like to help you swing it side to side. I need cherry pie, big Alaska. Baby, what you got in that picnic basket? I like to help you swing that thing side to side. Can I swing your picnic basket? I'd like to swing your picnic basket. Swing your picnic basket all around. Can I swing your picnic basket? Swing your picnic basket. I like to swing your picnic basket all around. Nah, I didn't eat breakfast. Left a lot of room. I brought my big old appetite. I even got my own spoon. And just lay down in the grass and have a sunny afternoon. Now we all alone. Wow. Move a little closer. I said, open up your picnic basket. Maybe we can start making sandwiches. Yeah, sandwiches, oh, stuffed potato, red hot, juicy little red tomato for the swing. That picnic basket all around. All right, man, they will do it. Your picnic basket, baby. Can I swing your picnic basket all around? One more thing. I can't hide it. I can't mask it. Can I just peek in your picnic basket and swing that thing all around? Oh, baby, come on. Let me just swing your picnic basket. I got to put your foot for swing your picnic basket now. Thank you. Thank you. Woo! Man, yeah, y'all are a sexy crowd. This is good. Okay. I know I had to get... Everything looks good when you have to wake up at 6:30 in the morning to come to the sound check at 8, you know. But big thanks to the sound crew that's here today. Doug and the other Doug, they're all here. Say, Doug, how's that bass sound? You see, I was a subway musician in New York City. Hold on, let me go back a little further. I was an errant teenager in North Carolina. And my little town couldn't contain me anymore, so I decided I was gonna go to New York City and make it on Broadway. I told my mom, she said, no way, and I said, yeah, you know, like Frank Sinatra, do it my way. But alas, ended up playing music every night in the subway. That's right, the number 6 train, uptown side at Spring Street. That was my stop for 3 long years. Anybody here ever been on the subway in New York City? That's right, you go on the number 6 or 4, and you go uptown, it sounds like bong, bong, stand clear of the closing doors, please. Bong, bong. I know that sound very well. And then it bong, bong, stand clear of the closing doors, please. Bong, bong. Bong, bong. From Greenville, North Carolina to Rocky Mount, hop that old Amtrak train, y'all. Sky high hope, open eye scope, and I got earth all over my face. I said, Mama, guess what? I'm headed to New York City, greatest place to be unless you're out of your head. Country style, running wild. I mean, look what happened to your mama's baby. Boom, boom, stand clear of the closing doors, please. Well, the new wears on, time wears on and on, y'all. Mama, my roots start showing through. Yes, they do. You know, nobody really cares about from where you come from in New York City, y'all. It's all about what they're gonna get out of you. That's just how they do it. Up there in New York, New York, greatest place to be unless you're out of your head. Country style, running wild. Look what happened to your mama's baby child. Boom, boom, stand clear of the closing doors. So there I was, every night for about three long years, seriously. The train comes, boom, boom, all that stuff, right? After a while, I was like, why am I doing this? And I realized I was on a spiritual journey. I was looking for my spirit guide. And I knew any day my spirit guide was gonna show up, maybe in the form of a jaguar. But in all those 3 long years, no jaguar ever showed up in the subway in New York City. Or grizzly bear, none of those glamorous animals, you know. But one day my spirit guide shows up in the form of a Mongolian goat herder. I swear, I'm not kidding. The train shows up, you know. Boom, boom, stand clear of the closing doors, please. And out steps this dude. He kind of smelled like goats. And he was clad in leather from head to toe with hair all over him. Like one tooth missing. And he looks at me in the face and he goes, I said, man, would you like a breath mint? He said, woo. I said, oh, I think I know who you are. He went, wop, wop. I said, okay, man. I think I can do that. Watch me make a sound. And I put my lips together and I went. Well, you know how it is. The first time, you know. But you just don't give up. You keep going, you know. He said, and I quote, he said, I said, okay, watch this. And I went. He went, wop, wop. And I said, he went, wop, wop. He said, and we got down to the subway and women clutched their children and ran for the exits. That's the way it happened for me, ladies and gentlemen, right there in the subway in New York City. Greatest place to be and lifts your out of your head. Country style, running wild. Look what happened to your mama's baby, 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 child. Stand clear of the closing doors, please. Next stop is Astor Place. Boom, boom. There it is. All right. This is usually like, you know, I'd usually do this like late at night and everyone's, you know, a little saucy, but that's okay. It is West Virginia, so maybe I'm right on time, you know, who knows? A wild crowd up here. All right, well, I tell you, it kind of reminds me of the time, you know, I grew up the son of a single mom who had 3 jobs, you know, and then my mom would drop me off on Tuesday nights over at my grandmother's house, and we called it Tipsy Tuesday because my grandfather was a loyal moose, and he would go to the, you know, moose lodge. He'd get all gussied up, and he'd come out of the bathroom after work smelling like high karate, and then he'd make his way over there to the door, and on his way he'd kiss my grandmother on the cheek, and he's out, man. He's coming home like really late, like 9 o'clock at night. And she's there doing the dishes, like strategically placed for the moment that he comes through the door. You know, and there he is. And he's got this smile on his face. And he looks her right in the eye, and he comes over to her. And he knows exactly how to diffuse the situation. He comes up behind her, wraps his arms around her, and says, Beatrice. Yeah, and he gives her the old moose call. Ba-boom. And she says, oh, John. Ba-boom. And then he does this weird thing, and I've only seen it on Tuesday nights in Pitt County, North Carolina, where I grew up. He'll take her by the hand and lead her very gently away from the sink and all her dishes that she's got strategically placed in there. And he'll tenderly draw her to him and then take her past the Maytag washing machine, past the General Electric refrigerator, and spiral her around and draw her in the center of the kitchen floor, and he'll say, ba-boom. And I swear, she looked like a teenager on prom night. It was, and he starting to wiggle his hips a little bit like this, and I'm embarrassed. I mean, I'm only like 7 years old. I'm embarrassed. I'm like, what are you people doing up in here? And then, but there's a magic. There's like a crackle of lightning and electricity in the air as he draws her close, and they start to dance. And I've never seen him do it, any other time than this. And he'll sing her one of these old-time songs that he said he learned down in New Orleans, because we got a lot of family down there. And she just came on fire. Granny getting down in the kitchen. Went down to St. James Infirmary, saw my baby laying there, laid out on an old white table. She was so young, so cold, so fair. Seemed like we'd only just spoken, but yesterday. But now I'm down at St. James Infirmary on that long old white table. She lay, see, you know what I did? Went down to old Joe's barroom on the corner by the square. All the drunks were drunk as usual. That's right, my good time friends are all hanging out down there. On my left was old Joe McHenry, his eyes all bloodshot red. And then he hefted his drink to the crowd, and then this is what he said. Let her go, God bless her. Wherever that she might have to be, she can say she's a wide world over, but guess what, y'all? She will never find a sweet man like me. That's right, look out. Y'all just bury me, my fine old straw Stetson hat, put a $20 tip in the old tip bucket. So all the fellas I know I died standing there. I'd like 6 bartenders for Paul Barrels. I'd like some West Virginia girls to come sing me a song. I take a 20-piece jazz band on my hearse wagon. Lipbone Redding-guitar as he rolled along. Look out, there we go. Oh, yeah. Well, now y'all all know the story. Somebody give me another shot of booze. I came all the way this morning and I've got 'em those St. James Infirmary blues. Mardi Gras in here now, isn't it? Yeah, that's good, that's good. Speaking of Mardi Gras, you guys ever been down there to New Orleans to the Mardi Gras before? Oh, yeah. Whoa, who said that? All right, good. Don't worry. I've seen the videos, man. Don't worry. I won't tell anybody. So I remember my first time going down to the Mardi Gras. I bought this old 1987 Nissan pickup truck from this fella out in Long Island, New York, and he loved it, but he had to let it go. You know that old story. And he said it runs really good. All 4 cylinders work pretty good. The 3 of them work perfectly, you know. And so when you get in that thing and crank it up and start heading down the highway, it sounds like this. And it scared me. I got to be honest with you. I cranked it up and I was like, God, I'll never make it to New Orleans, man. I'll never make it. And but he was very encouraging, and I believed him. So I got in that thing, and I actually loaded it up with all my stuff. It had a little camper top on the back, and then I had a little bed in the back. We'll put my guitars underneath, and it had some hippie curtains and stuff in there, and it was really, it was perfect for my very first tour vehicle. I called it the Beautiful Flying Machine, and it did have a little bit of a gas fume problem, so when you lit the incense and stuff, you had to be real careful, because, well, anyway, I took off, down the New Jersey Turnpike. I finally made it out that far, and it was like this. Now listen, I said to myself, listen, this can't go on, man. You got to somehow assuage the situation. So I started to sing to myself, and by the time I hit the Delaware Bridge, I was like, I was getting into it. And I hit Atlanta, Georgia, I was like, and then I got to Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and I had the misfortune. Very unfortunate. I had just enough juice just to roll off the ramp into the parking lot of the Fantastic Suntanning Salon of Tuscaloosa, Alabama. And there I was in the parking lot. And there was a big crowd of people there, though. I thought, well, maybe this is not so bad. And they had the volunteer fire department, and they were like roasting chickens, and there was music playing and everything. And I thought, wait a minute, that's not what's going on here at all. Apparently there were 2 girls trapped in a suntan booth together, and they were covered with coconut oil. I know, it was the weirdest thing. I don't know why they were in there, but it was like one of those old waffle iron versions, and they couldn't figure out. Their hands were too slippery. They couldn't get out. And then luckily, some brilliant person in Tuscaloosa, Alabama from the volunteer fire department walked over and unplugged it. And they were able to get him out of there with the jaws of life. And I know, it was one of those things. But I thought, well, my God, this is my Mardi Gras song right here, because I've been wanting to write one all these years. But the thing about Mardi Gras songs is you can't sing them alone. So when I sing, those golden ladies, those golden ladies, come on, get into it. Those golden ladies, those golden ladies, woo! Remember that. I knew Medusa, met her down in Tuscaloosa. She fried in a downtown suntan booth. Yeah, with her friend Teresa, the queen of Polynesia. But they're doing it there, oh, I never knew. like Southern barbecue. It's just golden lady in that suntan booth downtown Tuscaloosa. Now, someone called the preacher, called the junior high school teacher, see if anything at all that could be done. They tried to bust the door down. Everybody got drunk and tore the store down, cause any other night in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, they called that fun. Somebody found a combination, called up the local TV station. Camel was rolling over up there smoking suntan booth. They're both fried to a crisp, cried the reporter with a lisp. And the fat one looked like an old shriveled up prune. Well, they're just golden lady. Oh, y'all be fun at the Mardi Gras, I'll tell you that right now. Those golden ladies. Woo! In that suntan booth in downtown Tuscaloosa. Yeah, here we go. Look out. Those golden ladies. Woo! Headed down in a big city. Those golden ladies. In that suntan booth downtown Tuscaloosa. Golden ladies. Those golden ladies. In that suntan booth in downtown Tuscaloosa. In that suntan booth in downtown All right. How y'all feeling? Yeah, pretty good for what is it, Saturday? I never know now. I travel so much. I'm always on the road, you know, always doing my thing. One day bleeds into the next. It's like New Orleans every day. It's pretty much. I remember I finally made it down there from Tuscaloosa. I remember I got on that bus, and you ever been to the bus station in New Orleans at midnight? It's interesting. It is, to say the least. Meet a lot of interesting people, and I met a very beautiful. It's hard for me to talk about because my heart hurts, you know, when I think about it. Beautiful, beautiful French country girl that I really fell in love with, and she was a very talented artist as well, sort of like some of the folks you got out here today. And she taught me my very first French word. You know, we were riding on the bus together, and then I heard her go like this, just from the seat next to me. I heard it. I said, excuse me, ma'am, what is that? She said, I said, what are you doing over there? And then she holds up like this pot holder that it looked like she was knitting a pot holder. I said, what's that? She said, macrame. I said, is that a French word? She goes, oui. And that was the, you know, bing. That was the moment right there, you know. I was like, ooh la la. And So we started, we got on quite well. And we palled around New Orleans for quite a few weeks. And, she gave me that pot holder, and when I wore it out, it was like, kind of threadbare. I never owned a pot holder before. It was really nice. I kept it with me all the time. And she made me a sheath. For the remote control of the television set. I don't know what you're thinking about, but it was beautiful. It was a great idea. It took too long. Anyway, make a long story short, I came home one night, and this is when things got weird. All the lights were out, and I just heard this, furious. And I was like, what in the world? And I go in there, and in the half light, her crazed eyes looked up at me, and she held up a full-body macrame onesie. It was just my size. I grabbed my guitar, and I wrote a farewell tune, and I was out. It goes like this. During this song, anytime you feel like putting your hands together, just remember, it may be the only person you touch today. So, have at it. Woo! Hey, for Fool's Day, baby, New Orleans, I'm a fool for you. Should've been leaving late last night, but don't know what to do. I've been resolved, probably done saw, been packed and ready to go. Fell in love, crunchy country girl, can't make it out the door. Everybody said crunchy country girl. Woke up this morning, sun spinning in, caress your fingertips. Memorize your face, your eyes, and the shape of those sweetheart lips. Couldn't help think about the night before. Candles and incense, matches on the floor. Yeah, fell in love, crunchy country girl, can't make it out the door. right now. Woo! Thank you very much. Thank you. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it. I did drive through a snowstorm to get here, just so you know. But I know you guys are like, we get one of those every week. It's okay. Oh, okay. Hold on a second. It's the temperature here wreaks havoc on these nylon string guitars and delicate instruments. I myself am a delicate flower that needs just the right amount of love and light. And not too long ago, well, oh my God, how time flies. I can't say not too long ago anymore. It was quite a while ago now. I decided I was going to go on an international adventure. And I went all the way to Chile. But the reason I went to Chile was not because I had a burning desire to go to Santiago, Chile. It was because I had a giant bucket of change from playing in the subway. And when I counted it out, I had just enough to get there, with a little left over to pay the visa and stuff. And that's what I did. And it was one of those things where it's be wintertime here, but it'd be summertime there. It just went, oh, it's like better than Florida. Because the water goes down the drain the other way. I don't know why that's significant, but it is. And then we landed, and I look out the window, and there's the Andes Mountains right out of it. I was like, I heard about them, and you know what? In National Geographic. And then I look out the window, and I saw some very strange, wild local animals running right alongside the plane. Just this big old jet. There they are on the tarmac, following us to the arrival gate. Poodle heads, dachshund legs, Doberman pincher bodies. There they are. Tails wagging, tongues hanging out. I said, who are those? And the flight attendant goes, oh, those are the stray dogs of Santiago. I said, wow. What are they going to do? She said, well, they'll follow us to the arrival gate, and then they'll pee on the tires and sniff around a little bit. And then, sure enough, they did that, and then they turned tail, and all at once they ran back out and greeted the next plane that came. I thought, well, maybe it's not a bad life to be a dog. In Santiago, Santiago, Santiago. Now check this out. I'm a dog on the streets of Santiago. Once had a home, but now I'm stray. Times I run along with my compañeros. Freedom is a struggle, but hey, I don't want it any other way. In Santiago, 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 Santiago. Now check this out. Mama was a purebred. Oh, she lived the life. She had fences and family. She was a rich poodle's wife. But then she fell in love with daddy's one floppy ear. And one night just hopped the fence. Hey, that's how I am here. I was born in a trash bin behind La Moneda, just on the rough life. Since I was a pup, Mama said, welcome to your life, kid. Make the most of it. You got nothing to lose, never give up. Good luck, baby, good luck. In Santiago, 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 Santiago. Now, old ragged gypsy, come wander the street. I know you're looking at garbage cans, a little something to eat. Well, I'm not worried, not in the least. 'Cause one man's garbage is another dog's feast. And the moon is the guardian of all the lost children. And music, 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 that's what warms up the night. And here on the corner, you know what we do here on the corner? We howl at the moon, that's right. For all who are lonesome tonight and all that is right, let's give it to them. Oh! That's like pathetic, man. That's like really like, I can't even accept that. We got to try this one more time. And I mean, for all who are lonesome and all that is right, I mean, come on, really give it to them, man. Let's do it. Ready? Here we go. I'll let you know, okay? Come on, West Virginia. Let's show them what you're made of, you know. I said the moon is the guardian of all the lost children. And music, 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 that's what warms up the night. And here on the corner, we howl at the moon. For all who are lonesome tonight and all that is right, let me hear you say, ow! Santiago. That's better. That's good. I think you just made a change in the world. Yeah, that's good. Santiago. Almost because you hadn't sung it with me yet. In Santiago. Come on. Santiago. I'm listening. Santiago. Here we go, come on. Santiago. 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 Man, I need some harmonies out there. Let's see. How about this? Santiago. Who's got that one? Somebody sing that one. Woo! We got that section right over there. That's good. Santiago. And we got to have some down low right over here. Santiago. Right there. That's y'all. Ready? Yeah. And then, let's see. Y'all, this is your part. Santiago. You got that? You got that part? All right. Santiago. You see, I'm just a dog on the streets of Santiago. Once had a home, but now I'm stray. Times I run along with my compañeros. Freedom is a struggle, but I don't want it any other way. In Santiago. Santiago. Santiago.